Hello, fourth graders. This is your teacher speaking, Miss Snap. Today we're going to learn about a new type of meter called compound meter. But first, let's review simple meter. I'm so excited! Nori says hello. We've already talked about simple meter so many times before, but let's do a quick little review. For example, in the time signature 2/4, each measure gets 2 big beats or 2 quarter notes, where you would count that as 1, 2, 1, 2. But that can be broken down even further into eighth notes, and you would count that as 1 and 2, and 1 and 2, and as you see here. So if we're in 2/4, we have the big beat, or onion powder. We have the big beat, and then small beat, and then a big beat, or lemon pepper seasoning, and a small beat. And it would sound something like this. 1 and 2, and 1 and 2, and 1 and 2, and 1 and 2, and like that. Nori fell asleep in class again. Naughty. So in simple meter, you got the big beat followed by a small beat. So you can either count it as 1, 2, or 1 and 2, and. But in compound meter, we add a little something. Bam! So each big beat consists of 3 smaller parts. So you would have big, small, small, big, small, small. Or you would count it like this. 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a, like that.
So if we want to write 2 measures in compound meter, how are we going to do that? Because if we want 2 measures in 2/4, that means we have 2 quarter notes. But quarter notes are made up of 2 eighth notes. But if, in compound meter, the big beat has 3 eighth notes. What are we going to do? We are going to have to add the magical dot, woo, to the big beat. As we have already discussed, the magical dot adds half of the value of any note you put next to. So, if we look at this, a quarter note does not equal 3 eighth notes. That is not possible. But if we add the magical dot, it adds half of a quarter note, which is an eighth note. And that means it can now equal 3 eighth notes. And that makes me happy. So if we want 2 measures in compound meter with 2 beats per measure, we need to add that magical dot. I want to add my magical dot to my snacks, so I get to have more of them, but that's not possible, unfortunately. And if we want to break down those big beats into 3 small beats, it'll look a little something like this. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, 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 and a bam, bam, bam. So you would count 1, 2, 1, 2, or 1 and a 2 and a 1. Oops, I wrote 2. I wrote 1. 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a. But there is another way we can count in compound meter when there are 2 beats per measure, and it will go something like this. 5, 6. Instead of counting by big beats, you count all small beats. So, it would count like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But these beats are still big. You just count them differently. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But we gotta do something about the time signature. What are we gonna do? In compound meter, the note on the bottom is an eighth note. So, not a quarter note, an eighth note. So then we have to figure out how many eighth notes are in one measure where there's 2 big beats. Well, let's just count how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's our answer. We figured out the time signature. Woohoo!
So we have already sang a song in compound meter in class, and you guys didn't even know, this is how it goes. Here we go round the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush. Here we go round the mulberry bush, so early in the morning. Ha! Pieces of music in compound meter usually have a more flowy type of feel compared to pieces of music in simple meter. The song we just sang in compound meter is called Here We Go Round the Mulberry Bush. In our next lesson, we'll talk about how it's really easy to dance in compound meter because of this. Thank you so much. Bye!